Hello everyone, and this is Mikeratto and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to discuss what if Shawn Michaels has the same attitude in 1990s and in 2002. Well, Shawn Michaels in the 1990s, while he's far different from the guy we know and admired, while a lot of people actually shoot on the 90s Shawn Michaels, well, because he has this attitude which people from backstage hated, which actually caused his 2001 return. He was supposed to be in WrestleMania 17, but because of his attitude and his so-called uncalled medications, well, he didn't have to return in that year, and I think he was supposed to be involved in Undertaker versus Triple H match. So yeah, well, we're going to actually replace the title, and instead we're going to apply his born again self in the 90s, and later on we were going to discuss if the 90s attitude was actually adapted in the 2000s. Well, for today it's gonna be a two-part episode, which, yeah, because of his actual change in real life, well, new things actually happened, and a lot of things, well, for him and for his co-peers, that they absolutely admired this new Shawn Michaels, which was actually performing in 2002 and above. So for the part 1, we're going to adapt his more likable attitude in backstage, though he is an likable icon regardless, but still, just that this is for the part 1, and for the part 2 we're going to actually discuss the other one. And we're going to talk about our analytics, which people aren't subscribing to my channel. I hope you all do. So, well, we are going to expand more and more with our topics each day and each night. So thank you, and I hope you all subscribe. Thank you, and we're going to start. For first, we're going to adapt a lot of changes, especially in the click group. Well, we all know that the click group actually has some issues with the people backstage because, well, some of their members, well, yeah, they use their positions to get to be on the main card of every wrestling shows. And for that, well, the click, because of Shawn Michaels' 2000s attitude, while he won't be associated with any of his previous issues in backstage and in his health. That means that he's gonna be like Triple H. He's gonna be sober, but unlike Triple H, who's a politician, while he's more likely a calm dude, which he accept championship runs, but he won't use his power to get other championship runs, and he is willing to put over anyone, which there's a reason why and who and when, like in storyline sense, which in 2000s we mostly see him as he put over guys like Cena, Jericho, and many guys on the main roster. So in the 90s, while he's going to get still the same title runs, but there's a huge but, he won't have issues with Bret Hart in this timeline. Well, he won't say the Sunny issue for them to transpire a rivalry. Instead, he will decline that to say that on live television, but the two will still have a personal rivalry on screen, which it may depend on Brett's self behavior if he's going to be affected by the storyline himself, which, yes, it will actually create a little buzz, especially on the Montreal Screwjob much later, because Brett knew Shawn that he is a better person here than in real life, that they don't have any personal issues, and Shawn will just say that he isn't really involved, and Shawn will not be involved in the meetings. with Vince McMahon. I think Triple H will still be involved, and that means Brett is probably gonna be more angry at Triple H, Vince McMahon, and the others. And Shawn, being Shawn, well, he won't be agreeing to any of this screw job, but instead, if this happens, he will contradict it. Well, he rather not be involved in the championship match, but he is still on the pay-per-view card, which probably he's gonna be replaced A or B. Well, he's gonna do the job, but he is actually reluctant on that happenings. Like, I think he won't be involved in the meetings towards it. He will say that he declined, though, yeah. And also, we won't have to see an edgy Degeneration X thing in 1998, 1997. Well, because Degeneration X, I think he will have the same 2006 run, which they will play pranks, but they won't go as far as worse unless, well, the management says so. But since he's a born again here much earlier, he will decline a lot of crazy ideas that the Generation X actually did in the 90's. If it actually affects his own beliefs or something like that. And also, well, the issue between Brett and Shawn will be lessened in this timeline, well, because the two actually work well and the two is willing to put themselves over. In this timeline also, Shawn Michaels wrestles at WrestleMania 13, putting over Bret Hart, and the two will have this friendly relationship towards each other. That means Bret won't have any issues with him because the two actually put themselves over like a good relationship in pro wrestling. He won't act like Hulk Hogan, who is unwilling actually to put over other guys and instead putting over himself because he thinks it's for the greater good, for the ratings, and because of his character's protection. Well, after that, Shawn Michaels will still get heel heat because of his heel turns, but he will play it much carefully, well, because even though he acts like this 1990s sexy boy, he is more careful, and I think because of his beliefs, he will agree with Bret Hart, but he will also adapt to the change because Bret Hart is actually arguing with the WWE actually not going to be kid friendly and when they created this attitude era. But yeah, I think they will all adapt for their survival versus WCW. Which, yeah, Montreal Screwjob may or may not happen, but it's also a huge ratings giver for the WWE that time because without the Screwjob, we won't see the Mr. McMahon character and Shawn Michaels will not have the same heat. If Shawn was actually reluctant to perform that match, either Undertaker or Triple H will perform in that match if he learns about the screw job in this timeline. Unless, well, the two actually got hit backstage, regardless of what the changes in this timeline is, especially on his attitude. The two are willing to put themselves over, but because of the creative, Brett isn't willing to do the deed, which the Montreal Screwjob may or may not happen, as I told you. And as for his previous issues here in real life and compared to this timeline, well, he won't be beat up by the military people when he actually did some stuff before. He won't be like in real life, he won't be like having this other bad issues within himself. He won't be doing like unsoberish things, which is drinking and etc. While he is like hunter and clean and etc. Well, that's it. Like he's more better in this timeline because well, he is a better man. He knows how to take care of himself, and he is more mature to think about stuff. Though he is performing this persona, but he knows how to take care of his persona compared to his real life situations. And he is not cocky and etc. He is not arrogant. In real life, he won't have issues with other wrestlers, and I think Vader will also be put over in this timeline because WWE actually has plans to push Vader, and without Shawn Michaels actually having problems with him during that elbow drop spot, while the two will actually have a good match, and the monster that is Vader, while in this timeline he will be also put over for the championship run. Well, yeah, there's a lot of changes. A lot of people will actually be benefiting. And some of the title runs, the mid card and unnecessary title runs for him, it won't happen. Well, unless it actually helps his character. And also, he's willing to put over guys. He is also getting the title back just for the storyline purposes. And if they want to have him a heel, well, he will act like a heel like in 97, but he is more careful in his actions. Like the promo cut in Canada in 2005. Well, he can perform that type of heel, or the heel that he actually did, like he fought with Hulk Hogan with. Though people will say it is kind of removing his character in the ring, but it's actually part of the changes. And for the other part that I will do, I will make the 90s attitude into 2000s and above. What if he still maintains his 90 attitude in the 2000s? So yeah, that's for today, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos. Like, comment down below, and share. Subscribe. Again, this is Mikeratto. Thank you for watching.